Welcome, everybody, to Brad Explains. Today, Brad will be explaining the game Toon.
Thanks, Mickey Greg, or Greg the Mouse.
Yeah, I did it.
Well, Toon. Toon. So, the role-playing game Toon is a cartoon role-playing game. We are going to be playing basically the Toon Deluxe Edition. It was released in 1984 by Steve Jackson Games. It is a game that was designed by Greg. I'm just gonna kill his last name because I don't know how to say it. But it was designed by Greg Costikian, and developed by Warren Spector. It is a cartoon world game, so everything is very Saturday morning slapstick, improv, spontaneous, really goofy. Classical cartoons role-playing game. The world is basically ever-changing. Like, instead of a point A to point B storyline, it's more episodic, where the curtain closes on the end of an episode or role-playing game session and opens up, and you could be completely different in a different place, and with different motives and plot. That all changes from episode to episode. Technically, you could run a campaign in Toon that are all connected, but it would be very difficult, as we've kind of experienced trying to come up with a good cohesive story and campaign. Which I believe in the end, once you get through all of it, you'll see it kind of ties together. But yeah, that's how Toon was created. It wasn't created to be one ongoing story, but a bunch of little stories that you run your little cartoon characters through. Speaking of, with the types of characters you can be and the type of NPCs you interact with and react to, the sky's the limit. I mean, just think of cartoon characters. I mean, talking animals, talking inanimate objects. Literally anything can be a character or an NPC, non-player character. Anything can interact with you and have a personality of its own, really, in cartoon universe. So, unexpected. Expect the unexpected as far as that kind of stuff goes. As far as the system goes, it is a D6 based system. Most of your rolls are going to be 2D6. You have only 4 primary attributes, and it's muscle, zip, smarts, and chutzpah. Muscle is typically your strength. Zip is like dexterity. Smarts is sort of like your intelligence, wisdom of your character. And chutzpah is sort of charisma and self-motivation, gusto. And those all have sub-skills under them, and then which are based off of those skills. When during character creation, you can kind of put points into them to help define your character. But keep in mind, in Toon, you are basically designed to fail. It is funny when people fall down. It is funny when things don't go as planned and goofy situations happen. And so you're really not succeed, fail focused, more so as how bad are you going to fail, or how rarely is that success going to happen, which should be a surprise most of the time. It does, kind of stuff. So yeah, it's a very designed to fail system that relies more on a storytelling aspect of a role-playing game than necessarily dice rolling. What we did with Toon, you'll notice it's going to be a little bit different than our standard format, because we're going to go with shorter. A lot of times, the episodes will be a little bit shorter to keep that sort of cartoon episode feel. Because if you think back to like watching Tom and Jerry, for example, you didn't see an 1 hour long cartoon of Tom and Jerry doing stuff. You saw within that half hour or hour of Tom and Jerry being on, you had several episodes within that that were between 5 minutes and 10 minutes long. So to hold on to that sort of atmosphere of the Saturday morning cartoon, a lot of times our adventures may fall a wee bit short of the hour mark. We try to keep them as close to an hour as in the past. But, Toon, we want to keep it fast-paced. We want to keep it improv. We want to keep it spontaneity, live going, stuff like that. So that oftentimes will result in a slightly shorter episode. But hopefully we're not going to sacrifice the feel and the spirit of Toon and the cartoon universe by forcing ourselves to play for the full hour when in 45 minutes we may be done. So that may result in a little shorter episodes. So you'll also notice that in Toon, there's a lot less Grug Ovac plot, story, development kind of stuff. It's still there, but it kind of takes a back seat during Toon. And that is, there's multiple reasons, if you notice that, there's multiple reasons why we decided to do that. And that is, A, because Toon is so out there that Grug and Ovac don't even know who to talk to, what to ask, because, cartoon characters are either absolutely, ignorant and just, stupid goofy, or, only there for a split second and then explode in a ball of smoke or something like that. So to keep the game flow going, to keep once again, the feel of a Saturday morning cartoon, we tried to steer away from deep plot stuff and Grug and Ovac having a conversation about portals and transferring the great chasing this great evil and into the Toon setting. Now it does come up a couple times and it's handled, but like I said, it's not going to be a big focusy thing, especially right off the bat. You'll be like, hey, how come they're just jumping right in? And that is just to keep the Toon feel going, and also Grug and Ovac wouldn't necessarily they wouldn't know what to ask, who to ask. They're dumbfounded by the being animated characters now instead of regular people. So that's Toon. It's, like I said before, it's very different, and I hope you guys enjoy it. We had a great time recording the episodes, so it's a blast. It is a very different style game, but it's definitely one that was very fun for us to get together and play. So hope I answered all the big questions, and I hope you enjoy our Toon adventures. So sit back and listen at your leisure. Thank you.
Thanks for listening to Brad Explains. Okay, goodbye.